Hello. There's been some secret squirrels running around here. And I don't know what to think about it. I'll show you what I mean. I want to see if you guys can tell the difference here and figure this out. This is my coupe. And this is the engine that's going into the Green Gangster out of my car here. As you guys that follow the channel know what we're up to with that. Now this engine was in the Green Gangster before, and it wound up in this car, and now it's going back to where it belongs. But does it look any different to you fellas than last time you saw this engine in my car? Anybody figure out what the difference is yet? I'll give you a little clue. The old blower's on it. My son comes in the house last night, shows me a picture of an engine with a blower on it. And I said, well, whose car is that? He says, don't you recognize it? I said, no, because old Terry here doesn't see completely great. And I kept looking. Then I happened to see a painted fans down here. And I said to him, is that my car? I said, when did you do that? Just now. I said, why'd you do that for? He said, because I want to hear that car. I put that engine in it with that blower on it. He said, that's the first thing I want to hear is that blower whistling. Little motivation, guys, huh? He's not even waiting to get this engine in the car and then put the blower on it. He's putting the blower on it now. There you go. I'm getting excited. I like to see things happen. When my son talks about things, he makes it happen. I talk about things, you don't never know if it's going to happen. I'd like to make things happen the way he does, but I just don't do the things the way he does it. He knows how to get something together. And project looks a little lonely, right, buddy? Our buddy Unfriended Project, he's real interested in this truck. We're getting back on it. And pretty cold today. Colder than I thought when I came out here to do this video. I just want to keep you guys up to date. That's all this video is really about. I just put the heat on in the garage here because I have to get the body work done to this car, the Green Gangster, so I'll show you this. And really not many changes from the last time I posted this. I'm working on this area here and the same over here, because even on a pretty straight Mustang, this pillar area is usually a little bit wavy in a lot of cases on Mustangs, depending how fussy you want to get. If you want to keep looking down it and stare at it long enough, you'll probably see an imperfection where it's either been done by the factory or for whatever reason. They're usually a little bit uneven in this area. So I'm hoping to make this better than it was from the factory. We'll see, because when you get around these areas here, around the lip, that's the hard area to contour to make it look factory when you're using filler. So I had a dent in it here, so I had to fill it here in this area. So that's going to be hard to make exactly the same as here. But it's in a place where you have a little bit of a shadow from the deck lid here, so I think it will be okay. It's not Barrett Jackson anyway. The car is not going for sale, so we're just hoping to make it better. Like I keep telling you guys, I probably sound like a broken record there, but did fill some of the hood in here, so we're getting this into shape. I'm trying to level this out, and not a whole lot to really show you fellas. Same here. I still got to put another coat in here, but it's been too low spot right here, as you can see. Well, I hope you can see. The light's not the greatest in here, but I think you can see how the filler lays there. So I have a lot of evening out to do on that. And then, hold on a second, guys. It's around. Hello. We're getting back on the truck somewhat. It's cold outside, but we're going to be doing some things inside, and it's going to be this. So there's the engine, and what I'm happy about right here, guys, is this. I wanted to do a video taking these big, bulky, eyesore motor mounts off. I couldn't get them off by myself because the engine was just wiggling all around. Adam came out here the other night. I held the engine. He got the bar. He got them off while I was thinking about it. I've tried to take these off like 4 times on the stand, and the engine just rocked too much. I get on a fear factor of getting hurt. Well, it was okay with 2 people, but with 1 person doing this, that engine was just spinning around. It was cocking back and forth. So I always want to be safe. If I'm hurt in the hospital because I had an engine drop on my feet or break my legs, then what good is it doing me? Because it's not going to get done anyway. So I'd rather wait for a little bit of help sometimes, guys. I'm not 20 years old anymore. I know I look 20, fellas, but that's beside the point. Clean the engine up, guys. And that's what's going to happen in here. I wanted to pull it outside, but we have the other car here, and right now it's a little disabled. So the engine's going to have to get degreased in here, and flip it upside down, clean the stuff off of it. And I like the motor clean. It might be a $50 engine. I've talked about this before. You can't always tell when you mess with junk how good something is. But as far as I know, this engine ran okay, and it's pretty clean inside. So I want to finish cleaning it up. It's getting a new oil pump, new timing chain and gear, and probably a new rear main seal, being it's already out. That's what I usually do to any engine. But that's my plan, is to jump on this here 460 pretty soon. So these are things that are going to be going on. I'll be dropping the cam in it. My son said to me the other day, goes, why don't you just throw the cam in it now? I'm like, why? It will sit there opened up without the heads on it and everything. I'd rather try to get most of it together and have it where it's not going to sit any longer than I need it to sit opened up. Even though I put a bag over it and plastic and stuff, you still have moisture in this garage. So I'd rather try to get it where once I know the cam's in it, that I can put the intake on it, the heads on it, and it will be a sealed package. So then, once we get the engine done, I have the transmission over here. Well, It's got a little bit of other parts around it right now, and it's gotten dusty since that was done. That transmission is actually rebuilt. It was painted very nice, and it's sat for about, I think, 2 years now. So as far as I know, I have a very dependable transmission. So I said that with hesitation. Realize that, guys, because you never know. When something sits around, well, it's never a good thing. So I'm glad I had the guy do that trans for me in kind of a week period, because it was going to be put together so soon. So, hey, thank you, John, because you did your part. Our transmission guy, he's the best. And yeah, this is things that we're going to be getting on, guys. The truck. And I'm going to tell you fellas something. I was hesitant to say this the other day. I did say it on one video, but the video never made it to YouTube. But I was talking to one of my friends the other night. Yeah, I have a friend, and he even told me, he goes, you should say that. Because what I told him, I said, I was actually doing body work the other night, letting the body filler set up and doing head work at the same time. He goes, I think that would motivate people to know that you would do something like that. I said, well, a lot of guys do a couple things at a time. I'm not the only person. He goes, yeah, but I think that's good if you would tell somebody. That lets people kind of see what goes on behind the scenes, he said. So for him to tell me that, he's an average guy, and he understands mechanics. And so there you have it, guys. I've done a couple things at a time out here, and it's kind of one of them deals where that's not really a good thing to do, because what happens when you're doing head work? You get greasy hands in some cases, or dirty hands, and then I'm doing body filler work, so it's kind of hard to keep my hands off the putty, and that was a little tricky. I did pull it off though. I didn't get my putty grimy or dirty when I was mixing it up, and yeah, because I didn't wear any gloves, guys. A lot of guys wear gloves when they do stuff. But I guess I'd share that with you fellas. But anyway, I'm up to trying to get the body work done on this car. Adam said the other night to me, actually last night I think it was, he says, Dad, I'm not worried about if we get it painted before it comes out. And my response was, I am. For some reason, I would like to see this car all painted and come back out with the blower on it and looking nice. We'll see if that plan goes as planned, and I'm trying, guys. You know, sometimes I try and I don't try hard enough, I think, but I am really trying to get stuff done here. And there's only so many hours in a day, and I'm out here late at night sometimes. Lately, not so much, because I've been trying to cut myself a little bit a break. I even took off a full day yesterday, and went and had a little bit of relaxation with my better half, and sat back and ate at a diner. Yeah, I treated myself, guys. You have to do that sometimes. So that's where we're at, guys, and we're gonna have some pretty good things coming up. My car is getting a different engine in it. There might be a little bit of secret squirrels going on with that. I might call one of my segments Secret Squirrel. I thought about that. I have a couple ways I want to go with the engine. Completely stock, or something I thought of, guys. not so secret squirrel, because I'll tell you. Pushing a stock engine to performance levels, using the stock parts. Some people call that cheating. Some people call it getting the most out of something. I would like to take a 302 and do to it every performance, everything in performance you could think of. And what I mean by that, guys, is becking the block, getting the piston up out of the hole, and a few other tricks of the trade. It would take me a while to go into it. I need a machine shop to do that for me, and there's none here around here that I would even want involved in that. I have one person I trust with that. My goal is to actually maybe go that route, but what I don't want to do is say I'm going to do something and then it doesn't happen. But this is just what I would love to see happen. A stock cam with my ported heads and all the other tricks, solid roller on the stock cam. Yeah, I just thought about this, guys. And I'd love to see how fast an E7 engine, a roller 302, hydraulic roller 302 would go with solid rollers on the stock cam and ported heads, the compression bumped up in it. I think people might be surprised what you could get out of that combination. And that's my secret squirrel. That's what I would love to do in the future. I was going to do a bucket list motor, but this might be something I'm more excited about than the bucket list motor. The bucket list motor, for you guys that don't know, was going to be trying to go nines with a 302, naturally aspirated. And what happened there, I'd planned on using either my ported GT40P heads, which was my plan for the most part, and then for the second part, I thought about maybe using the older style heads. I have a pair of 289 heads that I was doing, modifying them. Until I've talked to a fella, and I told him what I wanted to do, and he said, "Oh, I don't think you could do that." And I said, "You don't?" He says, "No." He's a smart guy, and smart performance guy. I don't mean he's a smart guy as far as being smart. He's a smart guy as far as being intelligent, knowing what it takes to make power. I got a little offended. He goes, "I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying what you're using there is hard." And I told him about the heads I was going to be using. He goes, "Oh, I thought you were going to use the E7 heads. Oh, you could probably pull it off with the GT40 head, or yeah." And then, you know what it did, guys? It got me thinking, I could do this with a pair of E7 heads too. So that was where my bucket list kind of took a turn. And it makes it a little bit harder, but these are just things that's on my mind, and this is what I would love to be able to do. If I get this truck up and running, then I think I had a few things planned for that, which are still planned. Swapping the heads for the other E7 heads on that, on the big block. Going with the late model heads. But I don't want to get into that because I'm going to sidetrack myself here. That truck's not as important as going fast to me as getting a 302 to see what I could get out of a 302. I'm getting older here, and I would like to be able to make some of these things come to pass instead of just waiting for the future to happen. If any way possible I can pull this off this year, that's my next important thing. So that's where I stand with a few of things that are going on in this head right here, guys. I thought I'd share it with you, and you guys can always give me your input on that, what you think about everything I said here. But as far as that, I'm going to cut this off because I do have to get moving here because I have a few things I'm doing here, guys. Yeah, that's one of them. That's another one. I have to go out here and button this car up because I took the hood off to show you guys what was happening with that. So with that, I want to take time to thank you guys. I always want to do that. And your comments and everything, fellas, I appreciate it so much. And with that, I'm going to tell you, have a good day. And be safe out there, and God bless you. Thanks for watching, guys.